Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gomansing. Happy Friday. In our top story, bills that will determine the prosperity of the territory were heavily amended and voted on in a Senate session that lasted over 17 hours. On the Senate floor, the question of employment funds for the Bureau of Corrections was raised, and monies that go towards youth programs were set aside. The territory's hospitals received emergency funding, but at the cost of other projects that will affect the territory. Stephanie Brown reports.
At midnight, significant legislation, which included a number of bills proposed by the governor, was introduced on the Senate floor at Wednesday's session.
So the new bills, the four bills that we have is 32-0121, 32-0091, 32-0090, and 32-0087.
A bill that has remained untrackable on the legislative website, but seemingly provides assistance to the youth, was passed.
I am going to support Bill 32-0121, which I think makes the appropriation for participation in the Little League. And I always support youth activities.
Monies were reprogrammed from 23 capital projects to provide funding for sewage repairs at the 1F Louis Hospital.
You're taking the money from the Addersville Center, Senior Citizen Center in Frederickstead, taking the money from Mambiju and Women's Coalition of St. Croix. Really? You could take the money from the Centennial.
Senator Vialet, the Finance Committee chairman, pointed out that funds were taken from unused sources.
That a lot of those monies are from bond proceeds that were floated back in 2009, 2010, and 2012. We have millions of dollars that are sitting in accounts not spent, and we're paying debt service on those money every single year.
Senator Chucky Hansen addressed that the Bureau of Corrections offered jobs to new UVI graduates, contrasting information she has received.
We was reading letters in my office from people that were terminated from the Department of Corrections. So I will hope that the chairperson with jurisdiction will look into the matter on whether these positions are available, or we have the money or don't have the money.
Vice Chair of the Committee of Homeland Security, Justice and Public Safety conveyed his concerns.
The issue of termination of Bureau of Correction employees is a very vexing issue. It's something that concerns all of us, and it's something that we intend to certainly get to the bottom of at the appropriate time.
For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
In other Senate news, the Committee of Finance successfully cleared 2 bills to be sent to the Committee on Rules and Judiciary. The territory has not adopted the National Association of Insurance Commission's regulatory laws that are necessary to obtain NAIC accreditation standards. The territory's laws governing the insurance industry have been outdated since enacted in 1968. Enacting Bill 32-0066, it will allow the Virgin Islands Insurance Holding Company system to go on par with other United States jurisdictions. And the appropriation for the Anti-Litter and Beautification Fund to the Virgin Islands Waste Management Authority for the purchase of surveillance cameras to be installed at selected bin sites was also passed. Here's more from that session.
Currently, when someone is cited for throwing trash out the window, it has been shared with the Senate that judges really allow these individuals to get away without paying these fines because they claim financial hardship. So how will this be different?
By having actual video that will curtail that, and that will show either it was done deliberately with intent.
It's one of the model laws that must be adopted by the territory in order to obtain NAIC accreditation.
I would open the doors for companies to come in because they don't have to worry about regulations. They don't have to worry about what if they do this. They know that it's standard and we fall within certain standards that are regulated by a national accrediting entity.
The Department of Human Services fires back after reports of a $23,000 washer. Here's more from Sam Top.
In response to published criticism of certain capital expenditures by the Department of Human Services, it has issued a statement. According to Public Information Officer Carol Burke, laundry for the elderly and infirm residents of the Herbert Grigg Home for the Aged must be fully sanitized and linens changed at least 3 times a day. She said a high-grade commercial washing machine and extractor are necessary in order to properly care for the home's 40 residents. Burke said that, yes, the commercial system that is expected to clean and sanitize medical waste, bodily fluids, and bacteria costs the paltry sum of $23,606. Human Services provided that additional information in response to the Virgin Islands Daily News' apparent concerns about the necessity of laundry and associated plumbing equipment purchased through the Public Finance Authority to make critical upgrades to the largely obsolete infrastructure at Herbert Grigg Home. This senior living facility and rehabilitation medical center must have adequate equipment to meet the needs of its clients and provide adequate protection of employees. A clothes dryer and 3 water heaters were also purchased, replacing equipment that was more than 20 years old.
Virgin Islands Police Department is urging everyone to be on the lookout for counterfeit bills circulating on St. Thomas. They say on Thursday, June 1st, members of the Investigation Bureau were notified to travel to Plaza Extra regarding a report of counterfeit bills. Contact was made with the on-duty shift supervisor, who stated that they discovered several counterfeit bills amounting to approximately $460. This matter was then forwarded to the Force's Economic Crime Unit for a follow-up investigation. The bills were reported as all $20 bills, with the bottom portion of the bill darker than normal to include the body and clothing of the president. The security thread was not visible, and the bill felt thicker than a normal bill. Anyone having information regarding this incident, you can contact any of the numbers there. Virgin Islands Police Department 774-2211, the Economic Crime Unit 340-774-3942. You can also contact Crime Stoppers. Personnel from the Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority were among the participants in a continued discussion about the risk of cyber attacks on electric generating and distribution systems. The Cyber Physical Modeling and Simulation for Situational Awareness Project. It's a 3-year-old initiative funded through the Department of Energy's Office of Electricity Delivery and Energy Reliability Program. The mission is to help the energy sector by developing cybersecurity solutions for energy delivery systems. The project seeks to increase situational awareness and visibility into the potential threat of cyber attacks against energy delivery systems, such as power plants and electrical transmission systems, and defines how such systems can be protected. WAPA's Chief Executive Officer, Julio Reimer Sr., said he noted that companies such as WAPA can never take too lightly the possibility that its vast security systems can either be manipulated or defeated, allowing a cyber attack to disrupt energy delivery to thousands of customers. The presentation also included a tour of WAPA's electrical substation at the Estate Dunu solar facility on St. Thomas. Well, when it comes to spelling, it could never be as easy as pie. However, Ziqui Chapman, an 8th grader at the Church of God of Holiness Academy on St. Croix, he made it look easy. Chapman won the 2017 Territorial Spelling Bee in late March and represented the Virgin Islands at the 90th Scripps National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. this week. Chapman made it through the first round before being eliminated in the second round Wednesday on the word eristic, E-R-I-S-T-I-C. Did a great job representing the Virgin Islands. Meanwhile, a 12-year-old girl from Fresno, California came out on top in the 2017 National Bee. Ananya Vinay went head-to-head against Rohan Rajiv from Edmond, Oklahoma in the final round, but the 8th grader stumbled when he tried to pronounce maram, as in M-A-R-R-A-M. That's a type of grass found on sandy beaches. Vinay then went for the win pronouncing Moroccan, which is a type of dress fabric. Here's more.
She was confident initially.
American.
She knows what it means.
M-A-R-O-C-A-I-N.
That is correct.
Congratulations, Amanda. You are the champion. Father Sri Kumar. Champ of the Scripps National Spelling Bee.
Well, they just taught me that if you work hard, you can you can do anything. So I since I was a good reader, I just became a good speller and I worked at it.
Honor there. Keeping our eye on the economy, clothing and accessories company Michael Kors is closing 100 to 125 of its stores. It made that announcement Wednesday. The closings will take place over the next 2 years. It did not say which stores will close or how many employees will be affected. The closings are expected to eventually save the company some $60 million a year. It said sales fell in the most recent quarter and the outlook for the rest of the year is worse than expected. The company currently has more than 800 stores. Taking a look at the numbers there, the Dow up 62, NASDAQ up 58, S&P 500 up 9. Coming up on News 2, some plans for the weekend, what you can add to your weekend guide, your schedule there, that's coming up. Welcome back. Well, here is a quick notice to former Triangle employees. The Department of Labor announces that those former Triangle employees who completed a Virgin Islands plant closing severance claim form prior to February 12, 2015 must report to Commissioner Catherine Hendry at the Virgin Islands Department of Labor or Assistant Attorney General Raymond James at the Department of Justice no later than June 12, 2017. Persons responding must present a valid identification. You can call the Department of Labor for more information. Well, are you getting your teams together? St. Croix just held their Relay for Life, and now St. Thomas is getting ready for their event. The 16th annual Relay for Life is going to be held at the Adelita Cancrine Junior High School, starting from 4 p.m. on Saturday, June 24th to Sunday, June 25th, ending at 11 a.m. Now is the time to get your teams together. The American Cancer Society invites you to build that team, join a team, or donate to this most worthy cause. Every dollar raised in the territory stays in the territory and is used to give direct financial assistance to newly diagnosed cancer patients. You can visit relayforlife.org/St. Thomas VI to learn more about the event, to donate, or to start a team. You can call the office at 340-775-5373. Pageant hopefuls, this could be your opportunity to grace the stage to compete for Miss St. Croix. Not only will you win the title and get the crown and had the opportunity to represent the island, but you will also be awarded a brand new car. There are some requirements, including must be between the ages of 18 to 25, good moral character. A meeting will be held on June 11th, 3 p.m. at JG Management Studio in the Mount Pleasant Mall. Registration deadline is August 1st, 2017. Speaking of pageants, we have another one coming up soon. St. John Festival events gearing up. Beginning this weekend, it's Panorama. That's Saturday, 4 p.m. at the Powell Park in Cruz Bay with music from West Stars, Rising Stars, St. Thomas All-Stars, Pan Emotion, EBO Steel Owls, Ulla F. Mulla Fanatics, Love City Pandragons, and the BCB Burning Blazers. Also coming up, let's look a little forward at the calendar there. The Bike Race, that's on June 17th. Festival Princess, June 18th, Festival Queen, June 24th, Food Fair, June 25th, along with the boat races a little later on at 3. Festival Village opens on June 28th at the Cruz Bay parking lot. Well, those were just a few of the events lined up, but M&P has more options in your weekend guide.
Ready. It's another episode. Then we out on the road. This is what we love to celebrate,
On this presentation of the Weekend Guide, we highlight the media outlet, WSTA Lucky 13, which has kept us excited, informed, and updated on events taking place in the Virgin Islands and beyond for over 40 plus years. Here with Peter Hartley, one of the amazing personalities here on WSTA, home of education, information, and excitement here in the Virgin Islands for over 40 plus years. Peter, what's some of the success or the secrets behind this success?
The secret is show up. show up. Show up to any event, carry it live, and just showcase the best of the Virgin Islands. From Quail Bay to Calypso shows, to Queen shows, you name it. We have some great people, some talented people, and hey, the key is show up. Once you show up, the people will look out for you, they'll listen to you, they'll support you.
Among all the events that you cover, whether it's Carnival Festival, you said Quail Bay, community events, what are the things that excite you among these events? And what are maybe your favorites?
Actually, the one thing that excites me about covering events is you always run into a gem. There's some great talent among all the talents you'll see out there that somebody haven't recognized. And you know, when you see that kind of talent, you just go and say, hey, you got it going on.
Now for the weekend guide. Friday, Time Machine 3, presented by Euphoria Carnival Troupe. Features Kylo and Stylie Band, Raj Show, Bugsy, BDJ, and Daddy Jones and the crew. St. Croix Small Axe Band. It's a one-night only, no cover charge at DV Carina Bay Resort. Food special and late night after party features DJ Selector Cuff and DJ Carl. Saturday, St. Croix Caravel Hotel and Casino features a big block party featuring Spectrum Band and Digital Band, 6 p.m. to midnight. Sunday, your one and only party, Virgin Sundays, featuring Spectrum Band, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Important dates to save. June 10, 2017, Kings of the Wing at Megan's Bay. All Black Everything, the sexiest annual event of the year. Saturday, June 17, Aqualong St. Croix, and Saturday, June 24, Crush Nightclub St. Thomas.
Well, be sure to stick around for News 2 AccuWeather update to hear what the weather's going to be like for all these events. That's coming up next.
Hopefully you had a great Friday. We're here with a look at what we can expect across the region as we head into the next couple of days. And you know what? There's a lot going on just off to our west, out toward the United States. A lot of moisture down towards southern Florida. Miami has had 5 inches of rain just today. Then you get down towards Central America. They did have Tropical Storm Beatriz yesterday. That has since weakened. As we take a look at what's going on here locally, you can see there is some moisture to our south. We'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer here. This is actually a tropical wave that is impacting portions of the Windward Islands. They are seeing some very wet, unsettled weather. It's just far enough south that it's not really creating any problems for us here across the U.S. Virgin Islands. You can see the water vapor loop where the dry air is indicated in yellow, and then the white indicating where all of that moisture is. Now, as we head through the weekend, the trade winds will be picking up, so we will see a couple of showers around for this weekend here. But for tonight, it's a warm one. Lows near 80 degrees, staying dry and partly cloudy here. Tomorrow, again, trade winds pick up, so we'll have a couple of showers in spots. 89 in St. John, some sun and a shower around St. Thomas. Similar forecast, upper 80s. We'll watch out for a couple of showers as we head throughout the day. And in St. Croix tomorrow, temperatures will be topping out near 90 degrees. If you're going to be out and about, make sure you have the sunscreen on, especially if you're here for vacation. A warm day, partly sunny, and again, we can't rule out a shower. Marine conditions on the Atlantic side, waves are between 3 to 5 feet, so you will want to use caution, especially if you operate small craft. On the Caribbean side, we're looking at waves between 2 and 4 feet. Your extended forecast, few spotty showers around this weekend. Humidity picks back up as we head into next week with high temperatures right around 90 degrees. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you for that. Time for our News 2 weather picture there by Sunil Melendez, first grader representing the Ricardo Richards Elementary School. Shares a nice farm there, and you know, St. Croix has a lot of farm animals. Thank you for that picture, Sunil. Send us your News 2 weather picture to the address on the screen. Be sure to send us your submissions. We are running out, and tune in here to see it on News 2. Stick around. News 2 Sports is coming up next.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. And whoa, Nelly, did the Warriors come out and play? Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Cavs versus Warriors round 3 is in the books. And in case you missed it, off to Oakland we go. And it was Kevin Durant's day. Durant with the slam. Durant faking the J and goes in for the slam. Durant going coast to coast for the, you guessed it, slam. Where is the defense? Hey, what a surprise. Another Durant slam. All of this damage in the first half where the Warriors are up by 9. The assault continues in the second half. Durant with the jumper. Then the nail in the coffin 3. The Warriors win 113-90. Durant finishes with 38. LeBron and the Cavs, well, they got to play some better D. Game 2 is Sunday night at 8 p.m.
That's what you dream about as a kid, is to play at the highest level. So, you know, I wouldn't do my teammates any good if I wasn't, you know, just enjoying a moment no matter what. So I just try to stay locked in on that. You know, at the same time, have some fun, but know that, you know, it's hard to do what we want to do, and it's hard to, you know, stay locked in for 48 minutes. So I'm just trying to do my best to be there for my teammates and, you know, to play up to my standards as an individual as well.
You cannot simulate, you know, what they bring to the table. No matter how many days that you have to prepare, you can't simulate, you know, what they have. So, you know, it's great to get the first game up underneath us. You know, and we made a lot of mistakes. They capitalized, and we get an opportunity to get a couple of days to see what they did, to see what we did wrong, and how we can be better in game 2.
The 33rd annual women's race will be run on Sunday at 4:45. The 2-mile race begins in front of the National Park in Christiansted. The race is a fundraiser for the Women's Coalition, who provide advocacy, programs, and services to end all forms of violence and oppression. Women of all ages are encouraged to participate. Guys, you can volunteer to help or just cheer them on.
This is one of the fun events that we do to raise funds because it's healthy, it's physical, it's healthy, and we encourage everybody to come out and participate.
That's it for sports. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. Sandy, back to you.
Gary, have a wonderful weekend. On behalf of all of us here at News 2, I'm Sandra Gumansing, and have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.